So really what we're talking about today is AI and M&A in practice. I'm very happy to be joined by Dan Furman from the Vertex companies. Now, as a quick note, Vertex has built one of the more intentional M&A practices in their spaces. They're integration first, relationship driven, and AI has become a key part of how they execute on that. Now, without any further ado, I would love to hand it over to Dan Furman to introduce himself.
Hi, everybody. So my name is Dan Furman. I'm with the Vertex companies, and I'm Integration Program Manager. So a little bit about Vertex. Vertex is a professional services firm specializing in expert, forensic, construction project advisory, and compliance and regulatory services. We help our clients remain compliant, manage projects effectively, and resolve disputes. I think one thing that makes our approach interesting is that our team is led by our Chief Strategy Officer, who's a founder with Vertex. We also have another founder on the team, and we have founders and leaders who have come with acquisitions. And then, of course, there's me and another teammate who comes from the operations side. But also what makes the team unique is we've got these leaders and founders who have come with acquisitions, and they've been through integrations with us. So it brings a real unique perspective to the team. On top of that, this dedication to integration is also fully embraced by our PE partner.
Which is one thing that we've discussed in the past, and I always thought was incredible. But not only that, but we've talked about how your team's approach to diligence isn't just about getting the deal done. Tell me more about that.
There are questions that just need to be asked in diligence, but we really try to frame our diligence so it lends itself to an integration plan prior to closing. In parallel with that diligence, we're also actively discussing with sellers the opportunities that we think neither one of us could get alone and how we're going to pursue them.
So in short, the time to plan for opportunities and align on how the businesses will come together isn't post-close. It's actually pre-close.
Completely agree, Dave.
Incredible. Now, Dan, tell me a little bit. Before AI entered the picture, which aspects of your process could have been improved?
So I'll tell you right off the bat that I used to spend a lot more time prospecting and researching targets. Just hours of internet searches, repeat results to sift through, and just a lot of information that was not easy to find. It's now more available, a lot quicker.
A lot quicker. And how about with diligence?
We always strive to make concise requests and not to ask for the same information more than once. I'll be succinct and just say that AI has really helped us with this. For prospecting, we've discussed how it helps us identify quality targets in a fraction of the time. It can also help refine outreach, but what I'll say about that is that your outreach in the end needs to be personalized and it needs to be sincere.
Especially with the age of AI and automation and volume, I imagine company leaders are becoming a lot less receptive to outreach that is clearly not prepared carefully.
Very desensitized to it. I mean, they're getting bombarded. AI can really help reveal some valuable insights that you could consider in your outreach, but in the end, it needs to sound like you, and it needs to convey genuine interest.
How about with due diligence? How are you using AI there?
We want to make sure we're not missing anything either. Of course, it helps with it identify discrepancies in information that's provided. It's very helpful in performing analysis. The summaries are very helpful. And I'll say, too, that I've been pretty blown away by the contract review capabilities that I've seen.
Are there other ways the company can benefit from the way your corp dev team uses AI?
I'll say that there's information born out of the M&A process that other teammates need outside of where we maintain this information. So we've actually worked with the DealRoom AI features to summarize this information, highlight what's needed, and share it with those who need it on a continued basis.
And so really here we have a use case that goes beyond M&A, but that actually came from your M&A workflows. That's super interesting.
So outside of deals that are going on, it just gives us more time to identify quality targets and perform thoughtful outreach. And then in the time leading up to closing on deals, we're planning integrations and we're talking about how we're going to pursue opportunities together.
My takeaway is that efficiency and diligence is actually creating space for conversations that actually move the deal forward. Not only that, but it helps in creating lasting value after the close, sitting with seller pre-close to talk about opportunities, joint goals, and what the future looks like together.
Yeah, what it allows us to do is spend time developing trusting relationships. And that's what we corp dev folks bring to the table that AI really can't replace. The idea is to alleviate concerns so we could spend more time talking about how we're going to come together and pursue opportunities. Like, it's not so scary. What you should do is understand it's not going to replace anything, right? And don't try to use it for everything all at once. Pick small, specific use cases, things that you think could be better, and test AI tools. You're still going to have to read and understand everything. You can't read Spark Notes and feel confident that you know a book well, but these are helpful tools. Recognize the sensitivity of the information that you're dealing with, but have fun treating this like an experiment. This is going to go a lot of different directions, but it's all helpful.
Have fun, experiment. There's a lot that you can do out there with AI, but it's always a real iterative process and understanding where are the key areas that can help you improve and really developing that.
That's right. There's some simple things like when you're just doing a search, right? Types of information you want to find out about targets. I mentioned that I'm able to find information quicker. I'm going to continue doing that. And that's kind of my attitude towards all this stuff. Human judgment, I think, is paramount.
That's the most paramount piece is experiment, be super iterative, start small, but then I think folks would be surprised by how quickly a small experiment can actually be something that saves them. Even if it's 10 minutes a day, that's almost an extra hour out of the week. I wish I had an extra hour out of the week.
Human judgment is paramount. AI recommendations should be considered as validation.
Yeah.
If it makes sense. That's the way I think of it. We have a team with people that specialize in making these decisions. AI brings insights. It helps you make sure you're not missing something. But in the end, you're the one making the decisions.
AI is it's an augmentation. It's meant to help people move faster so that you can spend your time on some of those more value added activities, but it should never really be a replacement. And so I think a recommendation is really exactly that. It's a recommendation.
You end up building a repository of plays, right, that make up your playbook and how you've treated all prior integrations, and you consider what's new about this one and how you're going to do it differently. I think AI can help with that. It considers historical information in the context of new information, and I think that that's where it can help you plan things effectively. But again, you got to use your judgment. We're actively discussing what's important about their business and how we're going to come together in an effective way. AI could take that past information, the new information that you produced in diligence, and make some good recommendations on how you might want to handle this. But in the end, there's that human aspect that you want to be in control of.
For you, AI allows you to be more intentional and build more of those human connections, which is almost ironic.
Over-reliance on AI and less on people. Don't forget how important your team's insights are just based on their own experience in dealing with people. We can't let go of that.
Absolutely not. And if there's one takeaway about Dan and I that folks can take from this, it's our stance on AI. It's an augmentation that allows you to almost spend more time being human. It's about how you spend that time and how you use the AI, but it's absolutely a powerful tool, but it could also go haywire real quick.
Agreed.
Dan, really appreciate you joining us. I think this was a great session that people can get some great takeaways from. Absolutely. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.